Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's been a while. I haven't done one of these for a couple of weeks now because I've not really had anything to talk about. I haven't brewed anything till now. I have. I did the Old Ale again recently, and I used a dark brown sugar and the West Yorkshire ale yeast in it. It's conditioning now in the keg, so not be tasting that today. I've also brewed yesterday, and I did a Citra and Galaxy Pale Ale. I've been brewing pale ales and IPAs and things recently using hops only at flame out and dry hop, and they've been a bit one-dimensional really. So this time I brewed it using a dry hop, using a hop addition at 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, flame out, and then I'll be dry hopping. It should come out around 45 to 50 IBUs according to the Grainfather app, but we're not sure how accurate that is, and should be about 5%. So that's in the fermenter now, going away nicely, 30 degrees, using From Garden Quake yeast. But what I want to do today is a beer comparison. So I was kindly sent some beers by Heathen Brewer. It's the Steve Ogden, and this is one of them. It's the Black Sheep Riggwelter clone at 5.6%, and I got myself a Riggwelter by Black Sheep at 5.7%. So I will be interested to see how they compare, because I have to admit I've never had Riggwelter before, and until I got this I didn't even know it really existed. So I found it, and so I thought I should try it. So we'll get the Black Sheep's version open, and I'm not doing a real comparison. I just, for my mind, just to get an idea of what I should be expecting of what it is. So that's normal Riggwelter, whatever you want to call it. And this is Mr. Heathen himself, Steve Ogden's, the Maltmeister. It smells, I'll smell it from the bottle, so that's got very little aroma. That has got some nice aroma, in fact. Almost raisiny, almost like, yeah, almost like an Abbey beer kind of aroma there. Oh, I like that. All right, see how she pours. Once again, another. It's my fault. I was getting a bit vigorous with it, but poured pretty much similar to the actual Riggwelter. Head's lasting a bit longer. Right, and we'll have a look. I don't know if you can see that, but into the light, that is pretty much, I can just see the edge of it as a ruby colour, dark. Swap them over a bit. Well, anyway, to me, they are absolutely bang on both the same, colour-wise, which is good, especially if you're doing a clone of a beer. Head-wise, Steve's is staying around a bit longer, which I'd expect. He is the Maltmeister after all. So we'll just top this one up nicely. Right, colour of the head. I don't know if you can see that. There's a slight caramel tone to Steve's, well, more of a yellowy tone to Black Sheep's. Now the all-important taste test. Now, as I say, I've never had this before, so I don't know what it tastes like, so I'll go in now. Yeah, very malty. Quite clean. Yeah, the bitterness is at the front, fades over the back, and the malt cleans it up, and then leaves your palate pretty. A slight bitterness there to it at the end. And let's go in with this one. Ooh. Right. Out of these two already, I prefer this one rather than this one. This one, I would say 5.7%, so reasonable strength. For a bitter, probably nearly double a normal bitter strength, about 3.5 to, well, 5.7. It's not really, but you know what I mean. It's getting on for a good strong towards our IPA, really. Oh, just bear with me a second. Right, I'm back again. Seems the wife was wanting me for something like that, so back to it. So this, I would say it's 5.7%, so it's reasonably strong. It's got a good mouthfeel, nice thick mouthfeel. A reasonable bitterness to it as well. But there's very little in the malt. I mean, it's malty. A little touch of chocolatiness. But on this one, it's a bit different. You're not overwhelmed by the mouthfeel and the chocolate. It's a little thinner. But when I say thinner, I don't mean like mouthfeel. It's still got a big mouthfeel. It's just, can I put it? That one, the original one, rather than the clone, has almost like a caramel, a thick caramel flavour to it. Whereas this has the caramel, but more sherry notes and raisin to it. It seems to be a bit more three-dimensional than that one. This seems to just have, yeah, like I was saying about my my IPAs and my pale ales, being a bit one-dimensional. This appears quite one-dimensional, whereas this has quite a bit going on, which gives it sort of depth and a bit more to it, a bit more flavour. Ah, damn me. Excuse me. That and that are both well carbonated. Perfectly. Yeah. Definitely sherry notes to it. Hence how I'm getting on the aroma. There's something else in there that I know I'm used to, but I can't think what it is. Sort of a flavour. It's a good flavour, not a bad flavour. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it whatsoever. This is a very nice beer. My conclusion is, whereas, yeah, to all intents and purposes, these are pretty similar beers. In taste-wise, very different. Now, I'm sure I saw this was brewed quite a while back. I think by Steve. I'm sure I've seen it, something on one of his, and so he'd done Black Sheep, and I saw the Riggwelter and didn't really understand it because I didn't realise there was a beer called Riggwelter. This one is probably quite a newly brewed beer, should I say, fresh. Powerful, dark, full flavoured ale from Masham, Yorkshire. When a sheep's on its back and can't get up, for help, local Dale direct says it's rigged or Riggweld. Right. It's fabled. So, again, I'm back to Steve's. I'm getting real big sherry notes, almost whiskey in tone. Yeah, that's the one flavour. Whiskey. Getting whiskey notes in there. I couldn't tell you hops. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking single malt. Not peaty. Almost a sweet malt. a sweet single malt. I couldn't pick one particular one, but I have to say, yeah, it's very little left. Now, I do believe Steve now kegs rather than just bottles, so I may be wrong. There doesn't seem to be anything at the bottom of there. Nope, there doesn't seem to be any issue with clarity there, or maybe slight. But this is Steve. It's lovely, thank you. Slightly away from this, but in a way that makes it better for me personally. I mean, this is quite, I'd say, one-dimensional. It's, yeah, souped up bitter, I guess. I don't mind Black Sheep, it's alright in its way, but it's a bit old school for me, a bit old fashioned. Whereas this has a depth of flavour that can't be matched by that. So, a winner, Steve, thank you very much. This has been a rather long-winded video, I know. Hopefully by next week I may be able to have the pale ale on tap and have a try of that. And get another brew on possibly this weekend if I'm lucky. I'm back at work tomorrow. It'll be the first day of work since March. Just the one day though. I don't know how I'll cope with that. All day's work. Whew. Anyway, so yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.